Dear children, in this session we are going to see about the poem The Ant and the Cricket. Okay. This poem has adapted from Aesop. Aesop was a Greek fabulist and storyteller credited with a number of fables, now collectively known as Aesop fables. Now let's see the theme of the poem. Then I will explain the stanzas one by one. Okay. In this poem, there are two characters, an ant and a cricket. The cricket sings songs and dances during the summer and spring season. Okay, he enjoys his life and never cares for the future. He has not stored any food for the winter season. So, when the winters arrived, he had nothing to eat. He was dying of hunger. So he went to the ant and asked to lend him some food. He also requested shelter at the ant's home. However, the ant refused to help him and told him to go out of his house. The poet conveys a beautiful message that we should think about our future and plan things accordingly. Okay, if we are aware about our future needs, then we should start working towards it at the earliest. We should not be careless and should not neglect important things. Okay, this is the theme of the poem. This is the first stanza. Now I'll read this first stanza. A silly young cricket accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found. On the snow-covered ground, not a flower could he see. Not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? See, this stanza is explaining about there was a young and silly cricket. He used to spend all his time in singing in the warm summer and spring months. Okay, not realizing that these months were also meant for work, because with the arrival of winter, finding food would become difficult. Therefore, summer and spring were meant for storing food also. But the cricket spent all the time in when during the happy months, and now his cupboards were entirely empty. The cricket realizes that the ground was covered with snow and there was not even a crumb to be found, nor could he see any flowers or leaves on the trees. There was perpetually nothing to eat within the house or outside. He became disseparate, not knowing what to eat and how to survey. What will become of me? So the cricket didn't have anything to eat, and he is asking himself then what to eat and how to survey. What to eat and how to survey. What will become of me? Like that, he is asking himself the question. Now look at the second stanza. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Now let's see the explanation. The cricket was starving due to famine, hunger, and no resources to sustain himself during the cold months of winter. The winter had taken a toll of his health. He also had no shelter. He therefore set out to meet a miserly ant, hoping that the ant may help him with something that would keep him alive. Then the cricket approaches the ant to seek his help for shelter. The rains made it difficult for the cricket to protect himself from the wet surroundings. He also needed some grain or food to combat hunger and starvation. He informed the ant that whatever help he would take, he would repay it soon, else his end had come. He would die of starvation. So what happened to the cricket? Now he was very hunger to eat food, and because of starvation, he think himself that he would die. See the next stanza. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by? When the weather was warm, quoth the cricket, not I. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir. You say, go then, says the ant, and dance winter away. In this stanza, the ant feels sorry for the cricket, but he tells cricket that the ants never borrow or lend. Okay, perhaps that this is the reason that the ants are self-sufficient and need not go begging. The ant asked the cricket if he didn't put aside anything in storage for the winter when there is nothing much to be found. The cricket answered in the negative. The ant was quite surprised and shocked. The cricket tells the ant that he was so happy during the happy months of summer that he sang day and night. He was so happy and the nature looked so pleasant that he forgot all about the winter or the difficult times. Hearing this, the ant told him that now he should spend the winter singing and dancing too. The ant tells the cricket that there is no point crying over spilt milk. See the ant replying to the cricket, this is the winter season, this time also you can spend your time to sing and dance, then why you are coming to get food from me, why you are asking food from me like this? The ant was telling to the cricket. Okay, now let's see the next stanza. See the next stanza. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this a fable. I will warrant it true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. The last stanza explains that the ant gets irritated and asks the cricket to leave. Those who do not wish to help themselves cannot be saved by others. So the poet in the last the final couplet of the poem tells his readers that though this tale is believed to be a fable, it is no less than truth. The poet calls this the truth because what is the true for the 4-legged cricket is also true for the 2-legged humans. See, the poet ends the poem with the moral that some human beings, that 2 legs for 2 legs person. Some human beings are like the cricket. Cricket has 4 legs. So who save nothing for the bad weather, and therefore the tale is not a fable but the truth. The poet says that people call this a story, but it happens in reality. Many humans spend their life similar to the cricket and do not prepare for their future. Now let's see the summary of this poem. The silly young cricket was fun-loving. He loved merry-making. He used to sing all through the pleasant sunny months of summer and spring. He was short-sighted. He did not bother to store food for the rainy season and cold winter. When the earth was covered with ice and snow, he found that he had nothing to eat. There were no flowers and no leaves on the trees. He grew nervous. Starvation could be seen over his face. Wet with the rain and shivering with cold, the hungry cricket went to an ant to get shelter and food. He made it clear that he would return the borrowed grain the next day. The miserly ant said humbly that he was the servant and friend of the cricket. But as a matter of principle, the ants neither borrow nor lend. He asked why he never bothered to store something for the rainy day. The cricket admitted that he had been careless and foolish. He enjoyed the beauties of summer and sang merrily. The ant then told him bluntly to go and dance all winter. He turned the poor cricket out. Now let's see the moral for this poem. The story teaches us that we shall not behave like cricket. We shall always prepare for the future, so that in difficult times we do not have to beg to others for help. It also teaches us that we shall also be helpful to others, unlike the ant. Now let's discuss about the difficult words with the meanings in this poem. Okay, first word is accustomed. Accustomed means what? Habitual or usual. The next one is crumb. Crumb means what? A small piece of bread, biscuit, etc. Then third one is gay. Gay means bright or vibrant. Then fourth one is dance the winter away. Spend time dancing during the winter. The next one is dripping. Dripping means so wet as to shed drops of liquid. Famine, scarcity of food. Folks. Folks means people in general. Next one is hastily. Hastily means urgently or quickly. The next one is miserly. A person who hoards wealth and spends as little money as possible. Next one is quoth. Quoth means said. Okay. Starvation, suffering or death due to lack of food. Wicket, an opening in a door or gate or wall. Okay. Children, I will post this picture as a PDF file. Okay, don't worry. I hope you would get clear understanding about this poem, The Ant and the Cricket. Thank you.